Welcome again to this webinar on finding and managing online resources with the bookmarking tool Diigo. As I said earlier, I think today's webinar will be about 40 minutes long. So today we'll first take a look at Diigo and how it works. Because I don't want to make this webinar too long, I won't be going into the details of how to use Diigo. I'll give an overview of what it is and how it works. After the webinar, I'll send you a handout with links to more information and tutorials for those of you who would like to start using Diigo. There are many features in Diigo. I wouldn't want to take too much time trying to explain them all in detail. So depending on what you want to do afterwards with this tool, you'll have the resources in hand. The second half of the webinar we'll talk about what we call the AlphaPlus Web Index. It's a collection of links relevant to adult literacy practitioners that we have built using the tool Diigo. So the image on the screen is there to illustrate how we live in a state of information overload. I'm sure you can all relate to this image. Today's webinar is trying to suggest one way to find and keep track of the information we find and the information we need. So before we go any further, I would like to ask a question. If you could write your answer in the question box, I will read your comments out loud. So how do you currently save and organize online resources, your online resources, like links to educational websites, links to reports, to professional development ideas maybe? How do you keep track of these currently? You might be using a similar tool as Diigo, or maybe you're using your browser's capacity for saving bookmarks. Okay, Sheila says she makes lists of resource in Word documents. Yeah, I do that too. And Kim says she prints off documents, bookmarks, emails, email archives. Yes, that's another way to do it. Okay, I'll keep going, and if you have more of these comments, bring them in. So what is a bookmarking tool such as Diigo? You have probably heard of these tools. I'm sure you have, and some are actually quite popular, like Pinterest, which is a bookmarking tool based on images. Bookmarking tools enable you to save links to good sites and to access your saved links from anywhere. For example, if you are saving bookmarks to your browser, like Firefox or Internet Explorer, you will only be able to access these bookmarks when you are in the same browser installed on a specific computer. If you find yourself using a different computer, you won't have access to your bookmarks. And the same maybe if you save your links in a Word document on a computer, if you find yourself using a different computer, you won't have access to that document, so you won't be able to retrieve your bookmarks. If you use a bookmarking tool, you can access your links from anywhere and from any device, even a tablet or a smartphone. So easy access is the main advantage of a bookmarking tool. The other feature of these tools that make them quite useful for most of them is that you can organize your links to be able to find them easily. So you can tag, you can give descriptions, and that helps you retrieve your information after. Although there are a number of great bookmarking tools available, we chose to look at Diigo because it's a stable tool that has been around for about a decade. It offers some nice features for free and other interesting features with a paid subscription. Also, we have built a collection of links here at AlphaPlus using Diigo that you could use to search or to feed your own collection of links, and we'll look at that a bit later. So how does Diigo work? In 3 steps. First, you would have to open an account with Diigo. Opening an account is free. There are some paid subscriptions, but saving links to Diigo is free, up to 500 links. Once you have an account opened, when you find a good website like the one I'm showing on the screen, there are 2 different ways that you can add the site to Diigo. Both ways work from a browser. So when in your browser, you could either click on the Diigo browser extension as shown in the image above. To have access to this extension, you would have to first install it. I'm not showing how to today. It is very easy. It's just a drag and drop. But if you're interested, there will be some information in the handout that I will send out. The other way to add a site to your collection is by navigating to Diigo's website and signing in. Once signed in, you simply click on the plus sign, as you can see on the screen in the image below, and you copy the web address of the website that you want to keep in your bookmarks. So those 2 ways are slightly different. The first one is quicker. They both bring up the same 3rd step, final step to adding a site, which is a screen in which you can add some information that will help you find the site later. This is where you can organize your information a bit. So on the screen, you can add a description. You can add keywords or tags. They're called tags in Diigo, which I highly recommend to improve retrieval. You can also decide to make the link a private one by ticking the box. This means that if you share your collection with someone else, that person won't be able to see your private links. You only will be able to see them when you are signed in. Next, you can also tick the unread checkbox, and this will create a list of links that you know you want to come back to later. And then you can choose upload cache. Upload cache is only available if you have a paid subscription. It means that Diigo will keep a snapshot of the page so that you have access to it even if it disappears from the web. So what a great feature. There are so many pages that disappear. But this would only be available with a paid subscription. And finally, you could tick Twitter this, and that would open a window to let you tweet the bookmark you just added to your Twitter account. So the steps I just showed you were based on accessing Diigo through a web browser. You can also access it on a tablet or a smartphone if you install the Diigo app. I won't show this today, but a link to some steps to do this will be included in the handout, and it's fairly easy. Once you have started to build your collection in Diigo, your library, as it is called in Diigo, you can do various things. Of course, you can search and you can browse your collection. You can also share it with others, with staff, with your colleagues, or even on your website. You can also connect with other Diigo users through groups. So next, we will look at the AlphaPlus Web Index, and I will demonstrate each of these activities with our own collection of resources. It'll be easier to understand. So the Web Index is a collection of links, over 800 links, that we collect because of their relevance to literacy programs and practitioners. You can see a few examples of links on the screen. Our current focus is on resources that will support LBS, literacy and basic skills organizations, integrate technology in instruction, in administration, as well as the development of digital skills among practitioners and learners. We also include other resources that we think practitioners could find useful. Historically, the Web Index was started when we still had the library here at AlphaPlus, and the range of resources we included was quite wide. So some of these resources can still be found in the index. For example, you could find websites with math or grammar exercises. We don't focus on these as much anymore, so you will notice that these sites are a bit older. You might also encounter some dead links, which are quite hard to keep on top of, unfortunately. On this slide are a few more examples of links that can be found in the web index. These have to do with online safety, the one on the screen right now. Some of the links in the index will appeal more to practitioners who are seeking to improve their knowledge and their skills, and other resources are meant to be used with learners. There is one resource here that I can recommend called Are Your Apps Spying on You? It's the first one at the top. It's an episode from the CBC TV show Marketplace. It would be relevant to everyone, practitioners and learners, and after watching it, you'll never again agree to the terms of an app without reading them first. So that's just an example of a type of resource we add to the web index. A good reason to use the index is that myself and my colleagues subscribe to various sources of information. We're also in touch with practitioners who have various needs and interests. Whatever we find most relevant, we add to the index. So for the user, it's a very efficient way to access information that has been validated. It's like letting somebody else do an information scan for you. The web index can be used without creating a Diigo account. All the links are publicly available and searchable without an account. So this might be something you want to start with before using Diigo yourself. You can search the web index, and if you had your own collection, it would be just about the same by simply entering keywords in the search box, a circle in red. The titles, descriptions, and tags of your collection are searched. You can also click on a tag to see all the sites that have been described with that tag. So another red circle here is privacy policy. So that's an example of a tag. So if you clicked on this, you would have all the resources in the web index that have to do with privacy policies. The advantage of starting your search for resources with the index is that those sites have been evaluated for their quality and their relevance in our field. Doesn't mean that you will find all the good links on a given topic. Unfortunately, we don't have the capacity for that, but it's a good place to start. Are there any questions so far? No, I'll keep going, but if you have questions, don't be shy. You can put them in the question box or can raise your hand. If you decide to open a Diigo account, you can use the web index to feed your own library, your own collection. For example, if the site that you see on the screen, the first one called Creative Commons Search, is of interest to you, you could click on the small disk icon beside it, and this will save it to your library. You can keep the keywords and descriptions that as they are here, and just save it to your library, or you could change them or add to them. It's very, very, very simple. So you can browse our collection and add all those sites you find valuable. You can tick the read later box or unread box that I showed you earlier. And if you want to keep track of those sites added, you do that, and then you can review them later. So how to keep up with new sites added to our index? Another way to take advantage of our web index is to sign up for our group. For this, you need to open a Diigo account. We have created a group for adult literacy practitioners with a focus on resources either for developing digital skills or support the integration of technology. When I add a new site to our Diigo account, I can send it to the group. Anyone signed up to the group will automatically receive an email with the link I've just added. I don't send all the links that I add to the group because I don't want to create another information overload. I only add those sites that I think are most relevant. So if you would like to join our Diigo group or look for other groups, this is what you have to do right here. Remember that you first have to open an account with Diigo. First, at the top of the Diigo website, you click on My Groups, and then on the right of the screen there will be a search box, as you can see in number 2, in which you can enter the keywords AlphaPlus Web Index. If you would want to try to see if there's other groups of interest, you can type in any keyword and you'll see what comes up. And then when you type keywords, you see a search result, and you can click, if you're searching for the AlphaPlus Web Index group, you can click on it. And because this is a private group, you'll see the message at the top of the screen saying that you can't join because it's a private group. Well, that you don't have permission. So all you have to do is click on apply to join, and then you will then be able to send us a message asking us to join the group. You don't have to say much. I will welcome everyone, and note that on this screen you're able to decide how often you would like to receive updates from the group, if it's weekly or daily. But as I don't add that many resources to the group, it's unlikely that you would receive emails or notifications more than once a month. So before we go further, I will share with you the link to the web index in the chat box. Let me just retrieve that link here. And it should come your way so you can look at it. So I just want to mention quickly the other features that Diigo offers, but that I'm not covering in this webinar. Diigo is a tool geared towards people doing research. This is why it offers things like the possibility to save notes, images, PDFs, being able to highlight text on a web page, or being able to archive the content of a page. Notes are available, a certain amount of notes are available with a free account, and I do use them in my personal account at times. It's kind of handy if you want to if you want to keep an idea. You write yourself a note and you give it a keyword, and then when you click on that, when you search for that keyword, then you'll have your note with other web resources. They all come up together. They all mingle together depending on the keyword you choose to describe them, and I find them quite useful. So it's kind of a neat feature. Unfortunately, with the free account, there isn't that many you can add, but there are some. Outliners are a neat tool that I have had the chance to try. It's like creating a page in a simple word processor. So it's like there's a word processor in Diigo. That's a little bit how I would describe it. You can organize your bookmarks, your notes, by giving them a structure and adding comments. And once you have everything organized on your page, you can actually share the information with a link. You can share it with others, with the outside world. So it could be useful. The features you get for free with Diigo are a limited number of bookmarks, as I said earlier, 500 bookmarks, some notes. I'm sorry, I can't recall the number of notes that are available for free, and highlights, and I think it's 100 highlights. Highlights is another interesting feature. If you are looking at a web page and there is information you want to highlight, just like you would do on a piece of paper, you can do that. And you might be wondering, but how does it save? It's saved in Diigo. So if you were visiting the same page while you're not logged into your account, you wouldn't see the highlight. But if you log into your account, go back to that same website, you will find the highlight that you did, and that could be 3 months ago, a year ago. You will see the highlight, the information that you decided was important at the time. So that's another neat feature. What's the other feature that I didn't describe? Archived web pages are pages that, as I think I did mention it earlier in the presentation, Diigo will keep an archive of the page, and if it disappears from the web, you still be able to see it in your Diigo account when you're logged in. So you can also import bookmarks to Diigo, and that's another free feature. So you could import your bookmarks from other bookmarking tools like Delicious or Pocket, which are other bookmarking tools. And you could also import your bookmarks from your browser. That's another neat feature, and that's available with a free account. Any questions so far? No? So we'll keep going. We're almost done. So finally, I just want to make a few suggestions for the use of a tool like Diigo and the Web Index. You can make suggestions yourself in the text box if you want. You could build a collection with one account to be shared among the staff. You could be sharing the same login information. Some items in this collection could actually be very useful when new staff is hired, for example. You could keep track of resources you use on a regular basis, but you take them for granted. But if you had them in a collection like this, you could just give the staff, the new staff member, the list of resources. You could also each have an account, yourself and your colleagues, and share links with each other, or even create a group. That's possible to create a private group with a free account. It's also possible to create a tag cloud in Diigo, and you can see an example on the screen on the slide. So you could add it to your website if you have one, and share good links with your audience. The tag cloud you see on the screen, you can adjust it. You could adjust the font size, you could adjust the color. These are the colors I chose and the font size I chose, but it could be looking quite different to what it looks here. So this is where the webinar comes to an end. I've tried to keep it short to give an overview, and then you can decide if you want to go ahead and try Diigo. You can still add questions to the question box if you have any. There was quite a bit of information that I gave today quickly, and don't worry, when you receive the handout, you'll be able to pick and choose the information you want to know more about. And if that's not enough, you can always send me an email. After the webinar, you have questions, I'll be happy to assist you if you have questions. And before you leave, if you could please fill out our survey, our webinar evaluation. I will post a link here in, sorry, I just have to move things around a bit. I can't see my screen very well from where I am, so I'll try this. No, it's not working. Okay, I think I got it right this time. So this is the link to the evaluation of the webinar. So if you could please fill it out and give comments. We really appreciate them, and we try to adjust and make our presentation according to the needs of our audience. And if you have questions, you can still post them. And you're welcome, Sheila. Welcome, Elaine. And as I said, don't be shy to send me an email if you decide to try Diigo. It's a complex tool in some ways, simple in some ways, and complex in other ways. So if you find yourself a bit lost, don't hesitate to send me an email. And the handout I spoke to about earlier, I will send it via email. So you will receive that probably today or tomorrow. Thank you for joining us today.